Hey there, it's Matt Walker here from the Choir Director Corner. Hope you're doing well amidst what has been just a crazy, insane summer, a crazy month of August. I hope that you are well. I hope you are staying safe and staying healthy amidst the pandemic here. Uh, August especially has been a crazy month because it's back to school. There have been all sorts of conversations about whether should be in-person learning or virtual learning or a mixture of both. And you may have seen on hit the national news here recently, we had a derecho. I had no idea what a derecho is, but found out very quickly a derecho is a storm. It's kind of like a hurricane, except it's straight line winds and it does not stop. It just comes right through. This storm lasted for over an hour. They recorded up to 130-mile-an-hour winds, which I believe is level 3 hurricane, but there was no let up whatsoever. And so we were actually without power for a week and a half, had some damage to our property here, and we were actually pretty lucky. There were whole homes that were destroyed. There were some that took a whole nother week to regain power, and there's still some folks that are without power and without internet access and things like that. So we were relatively lucky compared to everyone else around that. So we had all of that, but we had some local school districts that had some major damage to their school buildings. So not only were we dealing with the pandemic, but now we had all of this damage. So we've got some local school districts that are not starting school until September 21st. So almost a month later than what they normally would. Luckily, my district, no major damage to our buildings. And so I've been in the middle of teacher orientation. And so then just next week, we start up on Tuesday, so the day after Labor Day. And we were actually supposed to start in a hybrid model, so sort of an every other day type situation in person, and then also a mixture of virtual learning in there too. And to complicate matters, we are now currently a hotspot. And so they have then shut that down, and just last week decided that we would be starting 100% virtual, just like last spring. So it's been quite the month. I'm also getting used to a new school district with also new technology. And so there's been lots of different changes. And again, I think crazy is the operative word. So anyway, I hope things are going well with you. I hope your school year, if it hasn't started yet, if it's starting soon, I hope everything goes well. And I know we're all in a wide variety of situations as far as instruction and how we're teaching and what we're teaching. And so I hope over the next several weeks to share with you my perspectives and to bring you some resources that will hopefully help you as we all sort of go on this journey together. It's like we're all first year teachers here this fall, no matter how many years you've taught. It's just a totally new situation, but that's okay. We'll stay positive and we will get through it. I wanted to today do a little follow-up from my Flipgrid Essentials for the Choir Director webinar. Had some fantastic feedback from that. And so if you haven't had a chance to check that out, let me share that link with you to register. That's choirdirectorcorner.com/Flipgrid webinar. So it is a free webinar. You can schedule that, watch that at any time. So perfect for our busy lives. You can watch a little bit and then come back to it. So watch it in bits and pieces if that is something that that works for you. I did have a few questions, and so I wanted to follow up from that this evening. One of those was about the length of videos that you can do in Flipgrid. Now, typically, there's going to be a 10-minute limit on those videos. However, there is a workaround, And that is because YouTube also works in conjunction with Flipgrid, that you can go in and attach that YouTube link either as a source video for an assignment. So if you have a lesson that's going to go longer than 10 minutes, you can record that in YouTube, or even record it on your phone and upload that to YouTube, and just upload it as an unlisted video, so it's not going to show up in any search engines or any searches there in YouTube. So it maintains some privacy that way. And then you can just simply put in that link. And so that sort of gets around that 10-minute limit. And then the same thing for students. If students have a video that ends up being longer than 10 minutes, again, if they're recording it on an iPad or recording it on a phone, you can easily upload that to YouTube. And again, using a unlisted video type, just so that you preserve some of that security, and then they can just copy and paste that YouTube link into that response to you. And it's kind of nice because they can give like their 30-second summary of their response, but then their longer response to whatever that prompt is, whatever that question or assignment was, then they can record that and upload that to YouTube, and then you can put that into their response to you. So maybe not something that your students are going to use a whole lot. I don't know how many videos you're doing in a longer than 10 minutes, but you might have some. But certainly for teachers, that is something that could really be useful. And it's something that we're all pretty familiar with, and it's free. So use that workaround with YouTube to get around that 10-minute limit. Another question that I've had is about video privacy. And there are a lot of concerns with that, which I totally understand. I think especially when you've got students that are creating videos where they're doing a singing project or singing assignment or assessment, and they might be very nervous to have that shared in front of their peers, with the rest of their peers. So what you can do is, when you are creating a topic in Flipgrid, you're getting into sort of the different aspects of the topic, is the video moderation. Now, the default setting is going to have that turned off, which means anyone that's in your class, that's in your grid, they're going to be able to see the other student responses and then comment on them. However, if you turn that video moderation on, and it's simply just one click of a button, then that is going to keep all of their responses private. And so only you then see their video response. So this is great, like I said, for if you're doing any sort of singing practice or singing assessments through Flipgrid. That's something that I will be using this fall. That is something that's really going to, I think, provide some added privacy, but also some added security, so our singers hopefully don't feel too anxious about singing on video and sharing that then with you. Another thing that you can add to that, because again, some students are a little nervous about being on camera, is when they record the video, one of the options in sort of the different filters that are there in Flipgrid is there is a pixeled screen. So you can sort of see the outline of them, sort of the shadow of them on the screen, but it's so pixelated, so garbled that you cannot tell visually who it is. The audio is not garbled. The audio comes through great. So that is another way to sort of provide some extra security. It's like the little Linus in Peanuts, the security blanket for your singers that maybe are a little anxious and just a little nervous about being on camera with their singing, which I totally get. It's a very personal thing. So those are the follow-up questions for Flipgrid. Now, if you have other questions as far as how you might use Flipgrid this year with your choirs, with your singers, please make sure that you just send me an email or pop a question down in the comments. And again, my email, Matt, M-A-T-T, at choirdirectorcorner.com. I'll make sure that I put that down in the description of this video for you. And also the link for the Flipgrid Essentials webinar, that will be in the description as well. Another thing I wanted to talk about with you quickly is with all of the planning that's going on this time of year, planning out classes, planning out instruction, rehearsals, what have you, there always seems to be questions about planners and finding a different type of planner that's going to help us and be a little bit more geared specifically towards us as choir directors. And maybe like you, I spent years looking for one and I just never did find one that I really liked. And so, what I did a couple of years ago is I paid a graphic designer to create one for me. And so I offer this now for free, a free resource for choir directors. It's my PDF choir rehearsal planner. And real quick, I just wanted to share my screen and show you what this looks like. And then I'll share a link with you where you can get a free copy for yourself. So, sharing my screen here, real quick. Okay. So here is the planner. Now, again, this is a PDF planner. So what will happen is you'll receive an email with this PDF in the email. And so you simply download the PDF and then you open it up and boom, there it is. So you can save it on your desktop. You can print it off. You could use this digitally if you wanted to in an app or a software like Notability where you can annotate PDFs. But I like to print this off. It's just regular sized paper, 8.5 by 11. And so I print it off, I paper hole punch it, and I put it in a binder, and boom, I just keep it on my desk and keep all of my rehearsals planned out. So let's look at the pages here real quick. So here's, it's kind of a cool design, the front cover page. You certainly don't have to print that off, not, just for looks. Now, the first thing that I have is the big picture, which goes by the month. And so this is similar to what you find in other planners where it's just a monthly calendar. And so you can go day by day. There's the first half and then there's the second half, day by day, and just mark in different activities, different things that you have planned. And like it says, this is sort of the big picture just to keep track of all of those different things that you have going on. Now, I've added a couple of things here. So for the month, 3 big picture goals. So what are 3 big goals? 3 big things that you need to accomplish with your choirs in rehearsal for the month. So I give you a spot where you can write that out. And sometimes just the act of writing it out for ourselves really helps. And then if you like a nice to-do list, here are actions and tasks. So in no particular order, you can just write those out and make a nice little to-do list. And then as you're going through the month, if you come up with some things that you want to keep track of, that you want to write down, there's a box here for notes on both of these pages. So there's not a lot of room in the margins. I used up all that space so you can get everything in these different days. But then there's the notes box here at the bottom. So some extra space for you to make whatever notes that you need. Now, within that, there's also then a week in focus aspect to this. So, what this does is it takes a week and it spreads it out again amongst 2 pages. So, there's Thursday through Sunday, and you can literally write in, and you don't have to use these, but I wrote these in case they are useful all the time. So, hour by hour, you can plan out your day literally by the half hour as you're going through. And so, starting all the way at 6 a.m., all the way through 9 p.m. And then with each specific day, there's also a place where you can list objectives. So whatever you've got going on Monday, if there's 3 things that you just absolutely must get done today, then those are 3 that you can list there. And maybe there's only 1, maybe there's 2. Okay. You've also then for the week, 3 goals for the week. So 3 things that you really want to accomplish in this week. And then again, for the week, there's a to-do list. So just an area for you to, again, organize your thoughts. And once again, there's a spot for notes at the bottom of both pages. Now, here's what I call the big picture rehearsal map. So this is just another way of visually organizing your thoughts. So there's a spot for ensemble and then the rehearsal period. So maybe it's first quarter, second quarter, however your school year is laid out. And so here I give spaces for up to 8 weeks. But the nice thing is if you've got more than 8 weeks in your rehearsal period, you simply just print off another page and use it. Okay. That's something you might have noticed if I go all the way back. The one thing you're not seeing the name of the month. You're not seeing any of the numbers in the days in the boxes on the calendar. And the reason why I did that is so this works month after month, week after week, month after month, year after year. You can print off this PDF and you simply just fill in the numbers for each month. So you don't have to go in and change things around. You simply print off one copy. That's your master copy. And then each month, you just print off another copy and then fill it in as needed for each month. So it provides a lot of flexibility that way. So going back here, again, if you've got more than 8 weeks, you just print off another page. And so you can use as many as you need. And so this helps you to organize each week. What are the things that you want to accomplish each week? So maybe those are sections of music. Maybe if you're doing a project, what parts of that project do you want to have students complete each week? And so again, big picture, but you're able to break it down by each week in that rehearsal period. And then it goes down similar thing, but one step further is the weekly rehearsal plan. And so again, goals for the week. And so then you can really write out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What is your rehearsal plan? What are your learning objectives for each of those days, for each of those rehearsals? Maybe the specific chunks of music that you're going to cover. If you're doing, again, any sort of project, if you're reading any sort of text, doing any sort of listening, what are those specific tasks that you're doing each day? So again, you can write out the goals for the week, and then whatever you're putting in there, you can visually organize those to make sure that by Friday you're not scrambling to get what you wanted to have done this week, but that you can spread those out evenly amongst those 5 days and really sort of decrease the stress level and keep your rehearsals productive and efficient. And then finally, the last page is a page for notes. Again, not something that you necessarily need to have, but certainly print it out and keep it. Keep some in the back of your binder with the planner, and that can be a really just a great way again to organize thoughts, keep track of emails or phone numbers, different contacts, all sorts of things there. So that is the Choir Director Corner PDF choir rehearsal planner. So if that is something that you think would really help you, you can get that free. And again, here is the link for that. Now, this is a bit.ly link, which means it is case sensitive. So bit.ly/CDC, that's all capital, rehearsal planner, capital R, capital P. Okay, so if you want, you can just take a screenshot of this, or I will also put this link exactly as it appears in the description of this video. So you can simply take it from there and then simply register for that. And again, that's going to come out to you in your email. So very, very slick, very easy. And again, use that over and over again. I wanted it to be something where it's not just a one-time use. It's not like these other planners where you have to go and buy it every single year. You can take this and modify it to how it works for you, because everybody, has their different preferences as far as the planner goes. And so this is one that you can really modify to best fit you and your needs. So that is it for today. If you've got any questions or you're looking for more resources for your professional life as a choir director, I invite you to head on over to the website, which is www.choirdirectorcorner.com. And again, any questions, drop them in the comments or simply email me, Matt, M-E-T-T, at choirdirectorcorner.com. Well, I wish you the best for the start of your school year. If you haven't started yet, if you have, I hope things are going well. And again, check back with me often as I create more resources to help you in your professional journey as a choir director. And by all means, send me an email and let me know what types of resources would really help you in your professional life as a choir director. Well, I hope that you are all well. And again, till next time, take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.